Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is 99 Orga here, and we are here with season 38 tier list. I got a special guest with me right now.
I mean, at this point, I don't think I'm a special guest anymore. I'm pretty much in every single tier list video, but it is I, 01 Baragon, in the flesh, yet again, with another tier list. You guys, one more. Here we are, back at it.
We got a new format. This has never been done before, so it's gonna be a beautiful thing. Let's get into the tier list though. We're gonna start off with the buff units, because as you can see, if you go to the last video and you go to this one, it looks completely different. We got Godzilla, S+, best unit in the game. I mean...
yeah, I mean, adjusting the range, making it bigger, longer reach. Yeah, he's just a better Earth, basically. This is like, he's like Earth in his prime, but faster attack speed, flying, and he's faster.
Does the stun on spawn, does the tick damage with the fire.
Yeah, they increase damage range too. So yeah, he's the best unit in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny because the gameplay you see in the background kind of getting destroyed, but that's just because it's me. But honestly, if you've seen like Spenzilla or you've seen the tournament that just happened with me, yeah, like Godzilla is peak right now, and I recommend if you haven't picked him up in the All-Star Battle, keep doing it every season.
Yeah, for a long period of time, we literally said, nah, I'm not wasting event points on it. Well,
we look pretty stupid right now.
I feel like a dummy now.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. Bad investment advice. Don't listen to us from
That's
sometimes.
the one time when we messed up.
Yeah, usually we're right though. I would say 9 out of 10. Mecha King Ghidorah. What the fuck?
Oh,
what are we gonna show?
That was sick. That was not scripted.
That was not scripted. So Mecha King Ghidorah just got a buff, as well as King Ghidorah. So we're gonna talk about both. As you can see now, they're both in S tier. So all the Ghidorahs basically got a huge glow up. Mecha King Ghidorah basically got a stun resistance, and also got, I believe, more HP.
Yeah.
More HP.
Yeah, and stun resistance.
And stun resistance. So as you know, Chibi Duo is running shit still. It's annoying. I hate it. I still hate it, even though it's not as bad, but it's still annoying. So Mecha King Ghidorah does a lot for that. That's really good thing about Mecha King Ghidorah right now, and it does AoE. So. And
the fact that everybody has it high level now, I have it at one piece away from 28, but I know a lot of people have 30 plus.
Oh yeah.
Run that with Dimension Tide, those chippies. Yes, they're still in minutes. They're always going to be probably one of the best units in the game, but yeah, you can kill that easily with Mecha King Ghidorah. And I just wanted to say, it was just still kind of funny. We sounded like we were the show budget, bro. I just had to.
That's what I said. Yeah, that was funny.
Oh, you did say that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next unit, Batra.
Batra just got a buff as well. This lowered the cost, which made it a lot more viable. I think that it being a 4 cost now, you see it a lot more because you can get it down the field with other units. You kind of have it with your push, because when it was at 5, sometimes the way the cost is and the way that a lot of the units are right now, it's just like it's not going to catch up. But now that being 4 cost, I've noticed that it catches up to your push a lot better. Like it can, like, you can spawn it in quicker because it's cheaper, and you can get more units to get the buff. And also wasn't really seeing that much play, so now it's seeing more play. So I guess Toho knew what they were doing right there. Now they need to just do the reverse for the Chibi Duo and Ariaki.
Yeah, word. Yeah, with Batra, I know it's like middle of A, so it's not like too much of an improvement, but if you have a high level Batra, you know, if you're running units like Ghidorah or Earth, just to give a damage boost, 4 cost units are, you know, they're usually some of the best. As you can see, Chibi, Gigan, Mogira, Dimension Tide. So
yeah,
Gamera regular.
Gamera regular. Not only is it rented levels because of the season, but also got a buff as well. I believe it did. It has a damage increase now and an HP increase as well.
Yeah, it got a massive HP boost.
Yeah, it is. You could say it's meta now, honestly. I have it level 15. I'm not using it right now because the way my deck is sorted out, but when I do run it, I notice that I have a lot of success against the other Gamera. I have a lot of success against any flyer. I feel like I do a lot of damage. Even the ground damage, like when he just attacks ground units, it's insane. I honestly enjoy it a lot. I think it's amazing. Yeah, increase HP, increase attack. That's just perfect for any unit. I mean, perfect for Gamera. It's a slow unit, so you can have it with your push. Tanky, running with Orga. Might be fun with Violante with Casa Beta. It's like 15 cost, but it's like good 15 cost. So I like it. I like it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are using them. I know it's like A tier. You're probably thinking it should be S. And you could make a case for it, but I think it's just not quite there, but a very good unit overall. Orga, your boy Orga.
Orga, okay, so day one of the season, or whenever I made the first video of the season, I said Orga is not being viable, in my opinion. Like, he's just not good, even though he's rented. I don't know what I was smoking that day, but ended up eating some steak or something and realizing that Orga just gotta run it with Wakabayo. And these units go hand in hand because we do have both of these units as we did talk about in this video. So Orga and the Wakabayo synergy is perfect right now this season, at least for me, because Wakabayo does the low flying state, also does the healing. Orga dies, revives, you know, it just makes sense. These two right now are amazing. I recommend investing in both of these. Orga is just a tank, and Wakabayo just does a lot of damage. I mean, when you get the AoE off with the acids damage going at the same time, the HP just decimates. You've seen it before. You see it right now on the screen. It's crazy.
Can't say much to that. I mean, I was saying that for months now. I was like, yeah, I think Orga and Wakabayo together makes a lot of sense, and now we're seeing it in action. And I've seen some gameplay, and it's crispy. It's some crispy gameplay. 1,000-year Dragon Ghidorah.
1,000-year Dragon Ghidorah. This thing is a problem. This thing really is a problem now.
Originally, we had this at the top of A, but especially in the egg event, it's gotta be S. I mean, I remember in the G Fest, one of the reasons why I also lost in the losers bracket, the person had 1,000-year Dragon. He spawned it right after I spawned Earth, and I'm like, well, I don't really have anything to you know, of high cost or like enough energy to just spawn and be able to 1v1 it. It is probably the best 1v1 unit in the game. It even shits on my G21 level 31. How? I don't know, but the defense up, doing 3 attacks at once.
I do think that, you know, if you have Ariaki to do the defense down on it, it becomes like worse. And also, if you have Wakasa Violante, it ticks right through that. But other than that, if you don't have that at all, I mean, it's a hard 1v1. It's just not easy. It's not easy. Definitely a sick unit and is a problem right now. Definitely in the meta. When I play, I'm like, oh, I gotta deal with this now. I gotta, like, you know, because they're running Guiron with it. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a good unit. It's amazing.
So we talked about your synergy with Orga and Wakabayo. I'm gonna talk about now my synergy I've been doing this season, because I am a Earth priority main since pretty much the inception of Earth being into the game. Jet Jaguar 73 and Kamen Rider, and we do have a trio, but we'll get to that as a special thing.
Okay.
I just want to make a quick point. Jet Jaguar 73, very underrated unit. It's in A. The pre-evolution's way better than the giant form, but with Earth, the fact that Earth basically can use it as a meat shield, and he can move the Jet Jaguar 73, so while you have a push building up, everyone's getting that. It is amazing, and it's every 2 seconds basically it resets the damage boost. So 10-second duration, 9, 8, back to 10. So that is definitely a good unit to consider using if you're an Earth main. Kamen Rider is same thing with Earth. So many units, everyone's decks now is cheap cost, Ariakes, Chibis, Mogeras, Guiron 04s, just throwing a lot of cheap cost decks to counter Earth, because it gets overwhelming when you have to, like, especially when you place it right, he's just autoing one unit at a time. Kamen Rider with Dimension Tide, the constant knockback, grouping up, and it's just so good. The amount of times I had Jet Jaguar 73 and Kamen Rider combo with Earth Auto at the same time and just nuke a whole team, so satisfying. But we gotta talk about, we're gonna be very controversial right now. We gotta talk about the Freezing Sunday. As you can see in the video, it is in the S tier.
I think the Freezing Sunday is in the S tier because the utility of it, the fact that it's cheap, the fact that you can slow down units for 20 plus seconds depending on your level, and you would want to have this a high level. You know, you have a situation where you got Ariake and Chibi Duo coming down, or you got Godzilla Evolves coming down, and you just want to have a little bit of time to just get your units down. For 2 costs, you could get it done. People like to say Giant Octopus is better, cough melee. Listen, the Sunday you can place anywhere on the map. You need the Giant Octopus to go and attack. It's really...
And it's only 1 unit at a time.
Yeah, it's only... So... And also, Rainbow Mothra, one of the best units in the game, instant counter. Not the leader. The leader you can take 1 buff off, but as a unit, instantly gone for 2 costs, countering a 5 cost. Sounds good to me. The math works out.
It's a 2 cost. You're right, like you said. I have it level 35. I'm at over 18 point something seconds. Do you know how insane that is? Let's say, I remember I was playing a match earlier. The guy had a Godzilla Evolve, and for like I said, almost 20 seconds, he was irrelevant because he spawned him right behind his leader. And he didn't move at all, basically, because of the water slow on top of that. Insane. He basically it just made him irrelevant. So, yeah, Sunday S tier without a doubt. Let's talk about Shimo.
Let's talk about Shimo, Fukuoka, Space Godzilla. They're both at the top of A tier right now. I like a lot of these units because, 1, they're slow. So, again, build a big push with these units. Fukuoka with the crystals right now is good because of how Gamera is and Guiron. They are quick attackers. They do a lot of quick movements. So having that constant crystals coming out of Space Godzilla makes it a lot easier to have your push kind of come up and deal with those units. And then you have Shimu doing the slow and the tick damage with the frost. Again, it's just bread and butter. I actually think if you ran these 2 together, I didn't really think about it too much, but now that I think about it, now that we're talking about it, these 2 units together might actually be pretty fun to run. Just a fun thing, you know, something different than Chibi and Ariake, you know?
All right. Well, let's talk about units that are going down in the ladder of the tier list. Starting off with -1. Now, -1, of course, when it's a water map, he's basically S+. But when he is on the Hollow Earth or Skull Island, I know there's water on this all the way in the sides, but if you're a smart player, you're just not gonna put units there, or you're not gonna put all of your units there. He's pretty much a C tier unit
on those maps.
And I remember when I was at in the tournament when I versed Rick the Squirrel, he saw that I picked London as the second map and during our second match, and he was like, "Oh, right, I see. You have -1 in your deck, right? I'm just gonna put everything on the sides." And I'm like, "Well, I don't have Dimension Tide.
That's why Dimension Tide is an S+.
That's why it's not an S+ unit. Phenomenal unit, definitely worth investing, but
I'm gonna have a counterpoint. I feel like if you have a high level -1, you could get away with this on Hollow Earth and on Skull Island. You could run -1 as a decoy because of the health boost that it gets. But now with Guiron going around, just 1 flip and it's done. So, but I'm just saying that's a possibility. It's still an S tier unit. I think it's still amazing. Yeah. Kiryu. Now we're not talking about Kiryu Hat. Kiryu Hat is, you know, heavy arms type is just amazing. We're talking about the 2002 and then it evolves into 2003 Kiryu, are the 2 deaths. We're talking about the OG Kiryu, the one that's a better leader. Now, with the Shinden running around and with all the, again, like the new units that are cheap and they're just really good, Kiryu kind of just gets smoked. You know, the whole goal of Kiryu is to place it on the leader. Let's be honest. We're not running that thing down the field. It's not really viable like that. But yeah, I see it now and I'm just like not really worried. Now, if they have a good team around Kiryu, then it could be a problem because you have to deal with a bunch of stuff. But what I'm saying, like a regular Kiryu coming at me, not really worried about it. A lot of people do get Kiryu first, so that's like their first unit, their first 4-star they invest in. I would still invest in it if you're gonna run it as a leader at least, which, you know, if you do that, congratulations, you're really good at the game. But yeah, I mean, honestly, Kiryu is whatever right now as a unit. So
all I'm gonna say is in one of the videos that we have on the right side of the video, he spawns Kyukai, my Mecha King Ghidorah leader, clearly doesn't have much health. I was like, I'm gonna die.
Doesn't even kill it.
Doesn't kill it with the auto.
Wow.
And I have literally like barely any HP, so that's all I'm gonna say. Burning Godzilla. You actually have the maxed out card for the Destroyer poster.
Yes.
And you showed me the stats, and then you used them, and what'd you think?
Fourth Angel's better.
You know, it's just sad because this is probably the most powerful Godzilla in continuity-wise, aside from Godzilla Earth, and he's just forgotten, man. You really need this unit like level 40 for him to be like something, because he's just
lackluster.
Yeah,
lackluster. If you get the explain, and that's the thing, I think they need to make the charge up faster. If they do that, he's, no matter what the stats are, he's better. I feel like he's at green or whatever the hell the first one is. He's at that for like 40 seconds. It feels like it's just like it's taking forever. They need to like fix it quickly. They need to make it so that he's a quicker gauge, because it's not worth it, and he's just not good right now.
And our last thing is swarm units, excluding Gauss, because obviously that's an S tier unit. That is the best swarm in the game. Every other swarm unit is starting to not, you know, die down a bit, especially because of the new units and the buffs of Mecha King Ghidorah and Ghidorah.
Yeah, last season we were like, yo guys, the swarms, and now we're like, oh well.
I had so much fun with them. And
they still kind of work if, you know, you can run it, you can get it done. These aren't saying like, I'm saying like this is based on top players and top, you know, top rankings. This is what's going on, right? If in your rank you're seeing that it's working, then continue running it. But for us, the swarm units, they have success, but it's not like it was last season. There's too many good swarm units. I'm sorry, there's too many good units that are hitting the swarms now, and it's not really viable. Like Ghidorah, for example, you said before, and Gamera and Guiron just wipe him out. It's like, what was that? You know, you basically place it down and it died instantly. So yeah, not the same. So let's talk about the last units here, the new units. Let's start off with Guiron. What are your thoughts on Guiron?
Guiron, whatever the hell his name is, he is S+ without a doubt. He is broken, and for a 3 cost, he does a lot of utility. The flip damage is insane. Destroy swarm units, like you said earlier. It's great attack speed. Yeah, when I got him during our stay in our hotel in G-Fest, after using him for 15 games for the, you know, for the map, yeah, I was like, yep, this guy is S+ without question. I know you've been using more than I have, so what do you think of him?
I honestly feel like he is definitely one of the best units, obviously, as we have him ranked here. I wish I ran him in the finals in the tournament, because I needed something to counter that Mothra, and he can 1v1 Mothra, no problem. And against, you know, a lot of units, like I love him against a Chibi Duo, I love him against Mogera. He just has so much utility. I like him that he takes out the buff, no problem. Like every time I see a -1, it's like, well, got that, you know?
That's why -1's S. That's another reason why.
Yeah, so I like Guiron a lot. Hopefully you guys are logging in so you can get him. And also, is he available in All-Star Battle as well? So you got him in All-Star Battle. So I hope you got him there too. If you're not doing that, I don't know what to tell you guys. Definitely get Guiron, and I would honestly throw some mats into him if you have the mats, if you have that type of capital.
Yeah, and I guess last but not least, Gamera flying version.
Broken unit, absolutely buggy mess.
Disgusting.
So good though.
Like, he's broken in both ways. So like before the patch, he was broken as in like he is overpowered as hell, but then he was also broken in that he just didn't work. But now that they patched that,
yeah, that was a weird glitch, but now it's good, and he's still good because he has defense up every time he attacks, and he makes units that can't really focus well on units like Earth, for example. I have lost games because Earth didn't know when to attack the Gamera flying form because it was moving around like a freaking flying saucer.
Amen to that.
And it was just funny as hell, in my opinion. It was funny. I was like, you know what? I'm losing, but Gamera's too good.
So being under like, was it 33% health when he gets like
Yeah.
Does that extra charge take damage?
I think it's 50%.
Oh,
50,
even
below
more
50%, he becomes like.
Oh my god.
He gets more AOE, and then he gets like, you know, he just does. His attack
sometimes
is
it just
crazy.
doesn't make sense. She's like all the way in the left side of the map, and your leader takes some damage from it. It's really what's wrong with these new units recently, especially like Kong, for example. It's just such a buggy mess. And it's just a weird ass design. Yeah, Guiron's like Ariaki basically, where it's like, okay, why did he do the flip? You have the rule set for this, but it's still doing that, or it's supposed to do the flip or the variable slicer, but it's not doing it. I'm confused. And now Gamera is like Kong, where it's like he's just so clunky that because of that, you would think that would make him worse. No, it's actually making him better.
Yeah, he's a problem.
Yeah,
he's a problem. These new units are great because they're a problem.
I'm just excited because with all these units, they have been absolute bangers. Baragon, when he comes out, there's no doubt in my mind he's gonna be really broken.
Hopefully Baragon is next season. We've been saying this for years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, that is the tier list for season 38. Catch you next season. Hopefully it's Baragon season. I'll see you guys all later.
Peace.
Peace.